6 months pregnant. We are both healthy, which is surprising. I mean, we're very grateful, but we thought we might, since we're out in, I'm out in the towns every day, we might get coronavirus, but we haven't yet. So we're very grateful. We moved off of the children's campus, the children's home campus for the last few weeks to, as an added protection for Grace and her pregnancy. But we've been doing really well. We're very grateful to everybody, especially to all of you, for helping us, especially this past, I can't even remember, 10 weeks that we've had this food drive going. So you probably all already know, but we're feeding over 2,500 families every week. And I think it's about 80,000 or 90,000 pounds of food that we're ordering, separating and distributing every week in about 24 towns. You all notice on here that Grace is helping us coordinate, and also our good friend Dan Sheridan, who is on the call here in Ecuador. And what we've been doing is giving families a week's worth of food, depending on the number of people in their families. So if they have, 1 or 2 people in their household, we'll give them a small bag of food that weighs about 30 pounds. And if they have more than 7 or 8 people in their household, we'll give them probably 45 pounds of food. So we're trying to keep them sustained for the week and then going back every week. And so we started just with 100 families, and now we're actually working mostly with the town mayors in all these places, which has been an interesting, exercise, because we've gotten to know a lot of people, and people are very grateful. In almost all of the towns, we're the only ones that are still helping them. So there are 2 tourist towns, where a lot of the towns here are tourist areas that a lot of foreigners live in. Also, that tourists will come in from all over the world. But all but 2 of them, we're the only ones still helping them. A lot of people helped the first few weeks and have since stopped. And a lot of the towns are not tourist towns, and they're definitely far from the beach and a little bit more interior from the coast. And we are the only ones helping them. In fact, today we had a meeting with someone from the state that we're part of, Santa Elena in Ecuador, the whole state, which is pretty large. And it sounds like we're actually able to give out more food than they are. The country of Ecuador, the government, is right now in a crisis mode. They were in a crisis before the coronavirus epidemic started. They rely heavily on oil, and they also have been spending really more than they had the last few years. And so if you remember the Greek crisis a number of years ago, it's basically where Ecuador is right now. So they've already been cutting back social spending, cutting back resources, and it's been very difficult for a lot of people here. Many people have lost their jobs. And so, forgive me, I don't know what the situation is like back home in the US, but the situation in Ecuador is that they're just starting to come out of a very strict quarantine and very strict curfew. Up until this past Monday, we were under a military imposed curfew starting at 2 p.m. That meant no one could leave their home after 2 p.m. So nobody had been working until this past week. And even this week, the curfew is at 6 p.m. So people can leave their homes, but have to be home at 6 p.m. So just recently, people are starting to work.
But still, there's still no public transportation available, or and if you have a car, if you're someone who does have a car, your car can only drive on 2 days of the entire week. So unless you work within walking distance of your home, you're still not working.
Restaurants remain closed. Anything that's touristy, which is our whole entire economy here at the beach, remains closed. So most people have not been working and probably will not be working for another few weeks. And we think that the effects of this complete shutdown will last probably for another year here in Ecuador, which we're not capable of helping people for the next year, at least this quantity of people, but we do want to help people for the next several weeks. So we're hoping for the next 4 to 8 weeks, we can help them, at least give them food enough to survive. So again, what we're giving them is really just very basic. It's beans and lentils, rice, salt, oil, flour, vegetables, rice. So we're not giving anything really extravagant, but we do want people to be able to eat during this time. And I would just say that every day now, since we've been able to reach so many towns, every day we have requests from mayors of towns or people in different towns asking us to help people that we haven't reached yet. So these are families that haven't been able to get any aid in the last 10 weeks and really are struggling. So every day when we're in these towns talking to these people, many people have been sick. Many people actually have lost family members due to coronavirus. I don't know why, but Ecuador has lost a lot of people from coronavirus. It's hit them especially hard. I don't know if it's genetics or if it's dietary, but a lot of people have died here along the coast. And we have a lot of actually students in our school that have lost parents. So it's been very difficult for a lot of people here. So we're just trying to help them get through this crisis time of the next 4 to 8 weeks, and then hoping that as time goes on, they'll be able to find at least some income or some family members will be able to work. So this goal of another $120,000, on top of the money that we already raised, I believe we've raised almost $200,000 just for our food drive in the past 2 or 2.5 months, which has been, for me, very surprising. I thought we would raise a little bit of money and help for a few weeks and this might be over. But the response from people, from all of you, has been overwhelming. And so that's why we really went out and tried to help as many people as we could. So our goal now, we don't know if we're going to reach it, but we're aiming high. We want to raise $120,000 in the next month, and hopefully this money will last for the next 4 to 8 weeks until families can really start to get going and hopefully kind of continue on through this crisis that really Ecuador is in and will be in. Want to say anything?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we so appreciate not only your generosity over these past few weeks, but also the fact that you are on this call and that you are interested and enthusiastic about partnering with us. You already have, but even more in a deeper way. So a little bit, we came up with the idea, or we thought that it might be nice to have a ambassador program to just really for two reasons. The first, for, of course, to knowing that so many of our donors and all of you have been so generous through this time of crisis, and that with such an extreme goal in mind to keep up feeding these families for the next 4 to 8 weeks, we really would need to find new avenues to reach out to people and find new people to reach out to as well. And then also, so in that, it's about fundraising. And then also, of course, about promotion as well. I think there's a lot to be said for just, I think fundraising can be intimidating to a lot of people and isn't always natural or come easily. But I think we all appreciate promotion, and especially right now, being able to share maybe some success stories on whatever platform it is that you use, even if it's email or social media, of course. Some success stories of the food drive, and also of how really it is changing and impacting people's lives right now in a very direct way through this crisis that our world is facing. So that's what we are looking for from you guys, is really just assistance with fundraising or with promotion.
Yes, and I would just echo that. And I think from the email you may have seen that basically our money for this food drive runs out next week, and we're desperate. We're desperate for help, and so that's why we're asking people to join this ambassador program to help us basically keep this food drive going. And I wish you could. We're trying to get pictures and videos when we're out every day with these people, but we wish you could see these people. They're very, very, very kind and very grateful for all the help that we have been giving. But it's just so hard. We took a video yesterday of we were visiting two widows, and they're about 85 and 88, and one of them is sick right now. But they have no other income, and there's nobody in their family that's working. I mean, there is no virtual work in Ecuador here on this coast. No one is working here, so it's been very difficult for them. But this kind older woman was so grateful to us. She was saying how she would pray for us, how she was so grateful, how she wouldn't forget us, and that she hoped that we would continue to help her. And so for us to be out there, it would be very hard to stop helping them at this point, because there's no real, no relief coming for them soon. So we're hoping that we can keep this food drive going just a little bit longer to help them get on their feet a little bit more. Yes.
Okay. So from a practical standpoint, what that means, or the ways that we're really looking to partner with all of you, is through a couple of different options from a promotion and awareness standpoint. And the first is our GoFundMe. So the GoFundMe is actually we've created a GoFundMe with this goal in mind of $120,000. And the idea is that anyone who has the invitation, the link to the invitation, can join our team. And when you become a team member for this GoFundMe, you yourself can then promote it. You can send emails on behalf of the campaign, but from your own email address and from your own perspective, reaching out to your own network. And then it will show on our page the donations that have been raised by your behalf or on your effort. Unfortunately, there's not a way for the GoFundMe to have a specific goal per team member. But if you were to tell, for example, if you were to say to your family and friends in your email, I'm trying to raise, let's say, I don't know, $3,000, then as you're raising donations, it will show up on our team page that you've raised this much. It wouldn't show up that your goal is 3,000, but it would show up that you've raised this much as you go. Another option, just if you are interested, is also to make your own GoFundMe page. Where you could then set your own goal, and that could be your whatever you choose it to be, and then it would be showing as you go how much you've raised. And you'd be welcome to use any of our text, pictures, videos if you needed our support with it. It's very easy to set up a GoFundMe, and you can link it directly to Mission Santa Maria, so the donations are still tax deductible, and it still goes directly to the charity. And the platform still only charges a processing fee. They don't charge a platform fee for use. So there's no difference between donating to the GoFundMe, for example, and donating through Mission Santa Maria page, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the second way that we are hoping comes out soon is through Facebook. So we've applied through our Mission Santa Maria Facebook to be able to do, I don't know if you've seen before, people can link like individual fundraisers for a birthday, for a special event, for a Tuesday, to raise money for a foundation. And we're hoping that will be live in the next week, but we're waiting to hear back from Facebook because we had to connect our bank. And unfortunately, Jim and I are not social media savvy, so it took us a little while to get on board with that, but we will be there soon.
Or you can do anything. So
yeah.
if you don't like doing something online, you can do anything on your own. Send an email, make a few phone calls. People can send us a check or donate online. However, they can donate stock to us, whatever they want to do. We'll take carrier pigeons, anything. So yeah.
and really, we want to be as helpful as we can in supporting all of you, because we know it is such a huge effort you're making on behalf of Mission Santa Maria, on behalf of all these families. So from that perspective, I'm going to write up a few email templates just to make it as simple as possible to send out. And then of course you don't have to use them, or you can edit them however you like, but just to make it very easy to forward along to family and friends. And also we're going to create a shared photo and video library so that you can choose which pictures or which videos you want to use on behalf of your campaigning. And so that they're, again, you're welcome to use anything that we've already posted or that we post in the future, but if you wanted to use something different, or if there was something that you felt like spoke more to your network, then you could choose to use that as well. And I think that we'll do that through, well, I guess this would be a good time to ask the question. If it would be easy for us to do it through the Apple Photo app, like a shared album that way, or through Google Photos as well. Or we could do both. Okay, we'll do both. Never mind.
Michael, is there any way we can take questions now if anybody has any questions?
Or ideas.
Or ideas?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Great.
Does anybody have any questions whatsoever? I can't tell because you're all muted.
I don't think so. You could put it in the chat.
Will there be reoccurring meetings? Will there be another meeting in like a week or two?
Great question. Yeah, we definitely could. If people are interested, yeah, we can get on the Zoom call anytime, basically. So if you want to meet in a week or in 2 weeks, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, I was going to say on that note, I think either a reoccurring meeting or another way, like email is a little, can get lost. So maybe there is a way that, and again, some people are going to be able to provide updates or want to stay updated more than others. But if we have some format other than email, whether it's like a WhatsApp group or some other type of group, chat or text function, I think that would be useful. And I don't know if other people would find it the same, just so if they have questions for you, Jim, instead of everyone emailing you separately, like I'm guessing half the questions are going to be the same as that we all have. And so if someone sends you a question, you answer it, well, now at least everyone kind of sees, this is the latest update or something like that. So again, I don't know if, if other people use WhatsApp or what's a good easy group chat app that can allow you to kind of communicate with everybody. It doesn't have to be like, something that's going on every day, intraday, but, maybe something easier than email.
Yeah, happy to do that. We use WhatsApp all the time. So I think that would be an easy way. If somebody else wants to use email, we can do that too.
And I think maybe on that note, if you wouldn't mind being a part of a WhatsApp group, for example, if you could just type your best phone number into the chat, and that way we can gather them.
Good idea. Mm-hmm.
I think the other thing that would be valuable for this is just sharing best practices as we kick it off. I mean, there's going to be some trial and error in a sense. I mean, for my children's school, we fundraise all the time. But, for people that might be new to it, sharing, hey, what's working for you, what's not, in whatever medium you choose, whether it be, WhatsApp or, another medium, it would be helpful probably for people to figure out. Sometimes getting started is the hardest part, putting up that first post or whatever. So I think sharing best practices would be ideal.
Great point. And then Desmond, we didn't know if you were trying to ask a question, but you're on mute right now. So we'd love to, if anybody has a question, just make sure you unmute your, screen or whatever we have it on here. I'm not Zoom savvy either.
Jim and Grace.
Peter.
Can you hear me? How do we become a team member? Are we team members now, or we have to tell you we want to be a team member? How does that work for the GoFundMe?
There is an invitation that I will send immediately after this call. I will send it to WhatsApp and to email, just for those who are sending us their WhatsApp. And you have to click the invitation. A blue banner appears at the top of the page that says join Jim Campbell's team. And then you would, if you don't already have a GoFundMe account, you would make an account. It just has your name, an email address, and a password. It doesn't need any more information than that. And then you are on our team. And then you can send emails directly from the GoFundMe platform, or yes, and you show up as part of our team on the platform. Mm-hmm. But you do, unfortunately, we can't add you to the team. You'll have to accept our invitation.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
What would have happened to all of these people who you're helping if you hadn't come along? Would the government just let them die? Or, I mean, that's a stupid question maybe, but it strikes me as unusual, let's put it politely, that these people were just, if you two good people hadn't happened along, that
I think, Desmond, it's a good question, and I haven't spent too much time thinking about it, but I think the government here is overwhelmed. They've been trying to do things on the health aspect of things, but I actually don't think they know what to do, because the virus hit so many people.
Not easy.
That, they, in the city here, they were so overwhelmed that they couldn't even pick up the dead body. So it was very bad here in Guayaquil and in Ecuador. And that, what would have happened to these people? I don't know. I think a lot of people would be going hungry. Kids wouldn't be eating. I think, would more people have died? Maybe. I don't think you want people not eating right as the coronavirus hits these people, especially elderly people. But I don't know. It's hard to think like that. But they don't. There's nothing else really for them. The government tried. They tried to go around, and sometimes they give out bananas or some little small rations of food, but it was very infrequent. It was to a very limited amount of people, and it was just a few times. And so I think the government and the people here, I think I don't know, abandoned, or maybe it was just too much for the government to handle. We see some NGOs, some charities around here, but they're very small. They have no real infrastructure. And the fact that we were able to get up and running and able to feed over 2,000 families in a matter of weeks really is a testament to the people here on the ground, the people we work with, that they're so well connected, very organized with volunteers. We were able to find trucks. We were able to get permission from the government. So really the people here did work very hard, but we provided the funding, which they just didn't have here.
And in the communities where you're not working, what's happening to those people currently?
They're not getting help. So we do have requests from people, since they've heard about us, they're asking us to help them. So we get a lot of requests from new towns to help, and even reach new people in the towns that we're already in. But I can't imagine these other cities all throughout Ecuador. I can't imagine what's happening to these small poor towns that are all over the country.
I have a question on resources. Do you have videos? And I'm sorry if you have them and I don't know about it. Do you have videos and things that we could post on Facebook and things like that people could then link to the GoFundMe?
Yes, we do. Yeah, and we'll make sure that you have access to that. So we'll either, if you use, Apple or Google, and if not, we'll just find a way so you can easily access, even on our GoFundMe page now, there's one video and a few photos already. But if you wanted to use other ones, as Grace said, we'll get you anything that you need. We'll get you a lot of photos and videos.
Great. That sounds like it's what we need for just a real easy thing is just to post on the Facebook and hopefully the Facebook post on Facebook, and then people can follow the link. You know.
Yes, thank you.
Question. Will there be like similar easy links or something we can like repost on Instagram or something like that? Like if I see your stories or whatever, is there going to be, or do we like make our own kind of link with your, I'm not like
So-
the best with all that.
Us either. It's a learning process. So we will absolutely, from the Mission Santa Maria Instagram and Facebook, be posting about this campaign and the GoFundMe and all of that frequently. If it is easier for you and you can just repost, I think that's how it works, right? That you
You
can
can like share. it.
absolutely. Yes, you can definitely just share our same posts. And then if you wanted to, like if you are more social media savvy and want to post your own, that's where we want to share the more, like our broader, we have a lot of pictures and videos that we can put into these group albums just
Yeah.
so that you have more access to.
Cool.
Yes.
I'm like locked out of my old Facebook and I had so many albums from when I was in Ecuador. I can't believe how long ago it was. I'm locked out of it. So maybe somehow I can find to get back in, and then I could post pictures of like when I was there.
Or you can take any of our pictures. They're
Yeah.
all
Or
for
just
you.
get your pictures. That'll be great.
You know, another quick idea, and I feel silly saying this in front of this audience, especially with like Dave Craig, because I'm sure, you know, with this topic, he can run circles around most of us. But guys, quick lesson on hashtagging, just because it's impactful, whether it be LinkedIn, Facebook. Don't just hashtag like Mission Santa Maria, not because it's not important, but just Google simply like what's the highest trending hashtag. Like for example, hashtag Apple on LinkedIn has 19,000 followers, but hashtag technology has 26 million. So even if they don't follow Mission Santa Maria, that hashtag has more likelihood of pinging more people. So utilize those type of things with like hashtags in your post. Even if it's not necessarily directly connected to Mission Santa Maria, who cares? If we can ding more people through the hashtag, then that would be helpful just to penetrate a wider audience faster.
It would be great to get a list of those hashtags so that we can just do it, just cut and paste.
Yeah, I don't know how to use hashtags,
Some
so.
hashtags, yeah.
Hey,
Caroline
Jim.
is the social media manager of Mission Santa Maria. Not really, but
Okay, Caroline, you can.
some hashtags, yes. We want to hashtag COVID
Thanks.
relief. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, great. Yes, we will share our hashtags.
Jim, would it be helpful if I can to just share the screen really quick and just show the GoFundMe page and how?
Yes, please, that'd be
Thank
great.
you.
Doing it? All right, let me try. Oh, host has disabled me. Mike, you got to hook me up here with screen sharing if you trust me.
I didn't trust you.
All right, it's really me.
Hold on.
Honest. Madeline was complaining about the noise, so I put this on here, but I don't think you can hear me. So if I have my cool 5-year-old headphones on, but okay, you gave me the power, and then I stopped recording for a second. All right, here we go. All right, so that's Mission Santa Maria. All right, so here is just the GoFundMe page itself. Again, Jim sent out the link to this, but if you look in the chat, I also put it in the chat. But this is the main page. You can see, pretty easily. You can click a share link, but first thing you want to do is create your own login. I'm logged in, so it's coming up as me. But you'll want to create a login up here, and then you'll have an option to join the team. And again, if you can probably just use the link that Jim gave you, and then yeah, it's pretty easy. You can click share. You're going to get options here, so you can go and it'll connect right to your Facebook or your Twitter or email, and it'll have this custom link right here where you can just copy it, click right here and copy and paste it wherever you want. Are you seeing this? Just making sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that I'll just stop right there for like that's the very like basic step of create a GoFundMe login, click join the team, or again, you could just follow the link that Jim gave you and then start sharing. You just click share and you can copy the link and then you can just put that in an email anywhere, post it anywhere you want, or you can just use these prompts and go there. So that's like the 101. And I know there's a lot better ways of doing it. And then once you're in here, you can see manage fundraiser. I think everyone can see this. And over here, there's the team tab. You click on team and you see everybody. And just to make sure I was in the lead before the call, make sure I was number one, made a donation. So hopefully by the end of it, I'll still be number one, but we'll see. So right now there's only 5 of us who have team members, but you'll be able to track, like Grace said, exactly what you've raised. So you can't really set goals, like she said, but if you want to see who's donated, because we all may send out to a bunch of people, and you want to know, all right, do I want to keep bothering the same people because have they donated? You can see exactly who's donated back on the manage dashboard. So pretty easy to use. But again, if you have any questions, you can always, who's donated so far. You can search, or you can click my referrals only and just see the people that selected when they donated, they selected your name. Because whenever someone donates, they'll get an option of, who kind of referred them. So your name will be there, and then you can see, all right, here's all the people that have donated who I've sent it out to. Any questions on the GoFundMe page?
Pete, are we all sending out the same link, or do you get a custom link so that for tracking purposes?
So I believe, and if anyone knows GoFundMe better than me, please chime in. I believe
Yes.
Once you click share, that link you use should be tied to you. But if it's not, even if it's
It
not,
is.
It is if you are logged into yours and you are on our team, it is a custom link and it is
Right,
linked
so-
to yours. Mhm.
yeah. But I was gonna say, like, even if somebody like didn't click on that link and still just came to the page and clicked donate, let me just do that
Yeah.
as an example.
But again,
They're gonna get the option to select your name anyway. Oops. So like, here it is. So if somebody comes on and donates, they'll see down here, select team member, and they'll see your name down here. So even if, but yeah, you'll have a custom link, but even if they get a generic link, there should still be a way for you to be tracking who's, selected your name. Now, if anyone, so yeah, I tried to boil it down to 3 asks, because I know there's like a lot of things we want to do, but just very simply, and I wrote it down for myself. So step 1, join the GoFundMe page. Step 2, and in case you're wondering, no, Madeline didn't write this. This is actually my handwriting. So step 2 is to post it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn, like I never really thought about a lot as a fundraising kind of social media place, but like I think it, for those of you that use it, I think it's a pretty powerful thing as well. So, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you use. And then third, and probably the most important, at least I think for many of us, is send a personal email to your direct, friends and family and ask them to do the same thing. I think email, it would be great if something we keep reposting can, go viral and go well beyond each of our own circles. But frankly, I think, to hit our goal, I'm confident that we'll hit our goal, this 120, if just everyone on this call emails your friends and family and people you know. I think there's enough people on this call with enough good, good friends that's probably, if we all send a sincere email, I bet we hit the 120. We feed 2,500 people for another 4 weeks. But like the chance of it really going beyond our circles of friends, I think, is through Facebook and those other avenues where it can go, many circles beyond. and we'll send, like Grace said, some of the sample email and text. But one thing to remember that I always appreciate when I see from other nonprofits is 100% of everyone's donation is going directly to feeding these people. Not a dime will go to any overhead or marketing or anything like that. Mission Santa Maria Board covers all of that. So literally 100% of everyone's donation will be buying food for people that are, in a very tough situation right now. So yeah, I always try to remember to mention that to people whenever I'm, sending an email or putting the ask out there for Mission Santa Maria.
One other idea for anyone who was a volunteer at the mission on the call, and if you use Venmo, like if people already know that you're involved and you just send a Venmo request for like $10 or $15, so all they have to do is accept it, it works pretty well. And you just say, I'm fundraising for Mission Santa Maria where I volunteered in Ecuador. That's it.
I like it. And one other point Katie was asking before about media and stuff. So just so you know, again, another easy thing to link to is the Mission Santa Maria website. Right now we have this banner here that talks about the Corona food drive. Click here. Latest updates is an easy link. It's up here, updates. And so here that's where, in addition to Instagram and other places, Jim and Grace continue to post, like, it's basically a blog, with the latest updates and things like that. So if you're ever curious and you ever just want to like see what's the latest update or something to send, you see there's a bunch of videos and photos here. So it's just the Mission Santa Maria website and then the updates button up top. I love this one. So good. So good.
Great. Well, thank you, everybody. Again, we'll send up a follow-up email to all of you who expressed interest and a WhatsApp text to everyone who's had their numbers. But if you have any other questions that you maybe want to ask directly to us, please feel free to reach out directly to us and then we can respond.
Can I ask not a question to you, Jim, but to anyone else? So I think if anyone has other ideas other than, good ways of directly, using this campaign to raise money, we're all ears of other, and one of those things that I know Pete Knob's been working on, but I still think would be great to get more attention to is just the press or media. So if people have, and Pete Knob, tell me to stop if we're about to get published in The Economist or something. But I think, as Desmond, I appreciated his question before, because it's just, I've been talking to Jim so much about this the last few weeks, but I think Desmond's question really highlights like just the uniqueness and sadness of the situation. And so if people that are in the press or in media that you could introduce Jim or the team to, that would be great. We'd really appreciate it. And so that's definitely one thing I think which would really help catapult, what is a real kind of hotbed of this whole Corona crisis, to just more people's attention.
One idea, so I just do project work with this nonprofit in Rwanda, and they've had a ton of success with these like social media challenges. So they'll come up with something like, I think like last week's was like, take a picture of you jumping, challenge like X amount of friends to do the same thing, and just include the link to their like GoFundMe or their like fundraising page. And it, like, if people are like actually challenged, like they're so much more likely to like do it, challenge other people, and like donate money. They've had so much like really good success with it. It's not like a way to get like huge donors, but like every like $30 to like $50 like really does add up. So I don't know if you guys would want to like brainstorm, or we could come up with like a fun thing for us all to like post. And I teach a bunch of like high school.
Uh-oh, you went on mute, Thomas.
We were just
there you
looking
go.
at Pete. I wanted to see what we looked like too.
Oh, but yeah, it really works. I teach like a bunch of high schoolers. So like if you challenge them to do anything on social media, they'll like do it virally. So I don't know if like that
Yeah.
could be a thing. It's like super easy to. It would take like 30 seconds a person. We just have to come up with a challenge.
I like
But-
it.
Good idea.
I'll think about it and email you guys tomorrow or whatever we're gonna talk on.
Great, thank you.
Dan, are you sitting near Jim, or do you like to sit like? Are you like on just the other side of the wall, or you're like?
No,
in the
we're
frame,
about
just
we're about
looking
10
at
miles away.
different-
We're about
off
10 miles away
campus.
from each other.
Oh, you are.
But-
Oh, okay.
But great. Well, I
I'm
think
here, Santoria.
I think if there's no other questions, I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you all for joining. And again, please feel free to reach out to us individually, and then we'll try to get you all looped in. But thank you so much, even just for joining the call. Obviously, thank you for your interest, and yeah, hopefully we can reach our goal and keep helping all these kind people.
Jim, Grace, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm going to do what I know you guys wish I wouldn't, but I can't help myself.
Speak.
No, affirm you. Even worse. You guys are unreal. You guys are absolutely amazing, and we love you, and we're praying for you. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that.
God bless you guys.
Keep it up.
Proud to be
I agree.
associated with you
Thank
guys.
you all.
You guys are amazing.
Danny, Jim, Grace, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for everything you're
You're
doing.
amazing.
Well, we can only do it with your support, and I mean that in a very literal way. We could not do it. So not only can we not do the work, but I don't think we couldn't even be doing the work without, I think, you all supporting us. So we feel that. And the last several weeks, it has not been easy. It's been difficult. In fact, it's been very difficult at times. And yeah, it's all your words of encouragement and knowing that you're there and supporting us. And it means a lot. Let me tell you, it means a lot. So we're exhausted, but we're keeping going because we have people like you in our lives. So thank you.
You guys rock.
Thank
You guys are
you.
Great.
amazing.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Keep up the great work. So good to
Great.
see you.
You guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.